From the Delaware Diamond in Newark, this is the 2026 Conference USA Softball Championship on ESPN+. 8 teams have made their way to the first 8 this week with dreams of hoisting a trophy and punching their ticket to the NCAA tournament. The festivities begin with a quadruple header today, including back-to-back elimination games right away, the first of which features 5th-seeded New Mexico State battling 8th-seeded Sam Houston. And looking at our bracket, it's win or go home, not once, but twice today. After that, we switch to double elimination on our way to crowning a champion on Saturday. And hi, everybody. I'm Matt Janis alongside Dorian Shaw. It is a rainy Delaware Diamond, but we've made it through the regular season. The postseason's here. This is what it's all about.
Absolutely. Aside from the 64-field tournament, this is the most exciting time in the softball season. Rain, obviously, weather creating another wrinkle in the environment, but the double elimination games, a unique tournament format here in Conference USA with 2 elimination games right off the bat. It's going to be really exciting.
Let's take a look at our players to watch. First, Sam Houston's dynamic newcomer, Veronica Harrison.
Veronica Harrison has such a strong presence in the box. She hits in the 2 spot, which is the spot where you want your best hitter to come up. She's got 10 doubles and 17 home runs, 46 RBI on the season, huge power numbers, just huge production throughout the lineup. And so Sam Houston is definitely going to lean on her to drive this offense.
A leader both on and off the field. You could say the same about New Mexico State's do-it-all threat, Faith Aragon.
Faith Aragon has so many tools. She pitches at a super high level, one of the best pitchers in the conference from a statistical standpoint. She's got over 200 strikeouts this season and 170-ish innings of work, but she also does it with her bat, and she can come up, she hits for power, she hits for average. She's an all-around great 5-tool player.
When we return, it'll be starting lineups and first pitch as we get started, New Mexico State and Sam Houston.
When it comes to the health of you and your family, you want to trust in having the best partner for your well-being. Ranked a top hospital in the region, that's exactly what you'll find at ChristianaCare. Because you deserve excellence from your physician, specialists, nurses, and staff, with safe and convenient ways to get the care you need. And at ChristianaCare, we add in something special: love. It's at the heart of everything we do, And we do it all for the love of health. Your health.
Hey, grab me one too.
Where we are just about set to begin this 2026 Conference USA Softball Tournament. Day 1 of 4, and we've got 4 games on tap today. Let's take a look at our starting lineups in this one. First, for the Sam Houston Bearcats, they are the 8th seed. They are, of course, anchored by Veronica Harrison, who is tied for the league lead with 17 home runs, has done a little bit of everything for this Bearcat order, but it is a pretty balanced group, especially at the top. There are no easy outs when you're facing Sam Houston.
A lot of high averages, a lot of high extra base hits. That top of the lineup, 1, 2, 3, really is the strength of this Sam Houston lineup.
And the responsibility for getting outs against that potent order falls to one of the best pitchers in CUSA. It's New Mexico State's Faith Aragon.
Faith Aragon has a great presence. She's super competitive, but she also has the ability to move the ball, right? She can get a lot of strikeouts with her rise ball. She has a phenomenal changeup to keep hitters off balance, and so she's going to have a lot of tools to go up against the strong top of this lineup today.
So we are set to begin. It is not ideal in terms of the weather. We have a steady rain falling at the moment, but considering what the forecast was coming into the week, it's actually worked out quite nicely. They were saying that we were going to get as much as an inch of rain today at one point this week. Now it looks like the wet weather will move out as the afternoon goes, but we do begin in light rainfall here today. Sophia Lundstrom will step in for Sam Houston, and we are underway as the first pitch missing low and inside. Lundstrom, the freshman, 393, has started every game this season for Sam Houston, 72 hits in her 183 at-bats on the season, and comes up empty on a cut, 1 ball and 1 strike. She has been a dynamic gap-to-gap hitter, 16 doubles on the season. That's among the nation's leaders. She's driven in 21, but she also sees a lot of pitches, 16 free passes and a 461 OBP. She's behind in the count 1-2.
Seems to be a pretty big trend with the lefties, particularly in the conference this year, that they do a really good job of drawing the free passes, which allows them to utilize their speed, turn those free passes into potential doubles, right? And Lundstrom is leading in that.
Ball got loose from the bullpen down the left field line. New Mexico State just trying to keep loose, keep warm in this chilly and wet weather. The wind is whipping right now. That's always a factor here at the Delaware Diamond, blowing straight across the field from left to right. As that'll miss upstairs to level the count at 2-2. And it's kind of a swirling wind because if you look at the flags in dead center field, 1 second they'll be blowing straight out, then they're blowing straight across. Even saw it blowing straight in, and kind of I guess that's the story when you get storms in the area.
Well, and at one point, none of them were blowing in the same direction as the others. So definitely going to have to be important for the outfielders to make sure they're keeping track of the wind. Unfortunately, they can't do the old pick up the grass and toss it in the air to see where the wind's blowing because it is turf. But they're going to have to keep their eye on the wind as balls get put in play.
There are some trees surrounding the Delaware Diamond that can maybe help you out as well, but no doubt about it. There are some wind tunnels here inside this Nelson Athletics Complex on the campus of the University of Delaware as the count runs full here to Lundstrom. And this is exactly what she does. Patience will show her teammates exactly what a pitcher has.
You see her take the deep breath there. She has a really calm, steady presence, which allows her to be good in big moments.
Payoff coming for the lefty. And a liner foul. What a battle to get this CUSA tournament started.
When for Sam Houston's offense, right, seeing your leadoff go up there, see a lot of pitches, foul off a lot of pitches. They've seen a lot of what's in Faith Aragon's toolbox at this point. She's gone with the rise, she's gone with the off speed, she's gone in, she's gone out. That's a really nice job by Lundstrom getting opportunities for her teammates to have good looks at the pitcher.
Swing and a miss. Aragon got her to chase up and in and starts the day with a strikeout.
First baseman, Veronica Harrison.
So a nice job to win the extended battle there. Aragon's going to get a lot of strikeouts. It's what she does. And now she has to deal with the powerful Veronica Harrison, who we mentioned already with his 17 home runs. Comes up empty on her first cut. Hartley Hines calling the balls and strikes this evening. As you see the numbers for Harrison, they are plentiful. John West is our first base umpire, and Jim Cooper works at third base. Off speed, mixing effectively early to jump in front of Harrison, 0-2. Aragon's going to hope to pitch a lot of innings this week. Now remember, this is an elimination game to get things started. As she paints the outside corner. So a swinging third strike followed by a called third strike. And 2 up, 2 down here at the top of the first.
Faith Aragon looks really comfortable in the circle today. She's mixing her pitches with a lot of confidence, obviously mixing in that off speed. But what makes it tough is you don't know what she's going to use as a punch-out pitch because she has so many options.
Here's Bella Perez. 2 out, bases empty, and it comes inside to her for ball 1. But, you know, Aragon is expecting to carry a lot of the workload if New Mexico State can get through this first elimination day game. So you will see her work rather deliberately, make sure she can conserve as much energy as possible. She'll need it against Bella Perez, who's been fantastic this year and is ahead of the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Perez hitting at .335. The junior has 13 doubles, 6 homers, has driven in 39, and a .518 slugging percentage on the season. Foul tip off the foot of the catcher, Lunar. Let's set the defense for New Mexico State. Faith Aragon in the circle. Her cousin, Jana Aragon, is at third base. Carranza, the shortstop. Destin Burks at second base. Lauren Garcia is at first with Kendall Lunar behind the plate. Sky Johnson in left field. Taylor Baca is in center. And Devin Elam is the right fielder as new softballs needed after that foul ball and that long AB from Lundstrom to begin the day. And trying to keep the softballs dry is going to be a challenge for everybody involved here, at least in the early going.
Yeah, that person needs to be the highest paid person on staff today is whoever's keeping the balls dry.
What a selfless Dorian Shaw. Not asking for yourself, asking for the keeper of the softballs. I love that. So 3 balls and a strike here. See, when Aragon misses, she doesn't miss often, but that's when that walk gets a little bit longer there behind the circle. She's got the 2 separate routines that you've noticed. A pop-up in the air, backing up the second baseman. Burks will make the catch, and that's a 1-2-3 inning. So Sam Houston was able to see some pitches, but couldn't get anything done. And after a half frame, it's the Bearcats 0, New Mexico State coming to the plate.
Being strong doesn't mean going through it alone.
Mental health matters, just like physical health.
It's okay to feel overwhelmed.
It's okay to ask for help.
Talking to someone can change everything.
Your mind needs care too.
No shame, no stigma, just support.
We're teammates on and off the field.
Your story matters.
You are not alone.
We see you, we support you.
Let's break the silence together.
Mental health is part of the game. Let's continue the
Conversation.
There's a determination inside you, driving everything you do. It takes you further than you think possible, demands you rise to every challenge. We get it. Us too. We know you're not afraid to put in the work, so when your drive meets Sam Houston State University, you become unstoppable. Together, we rise to greater.
Welcome to New Mexico State University, where innovation meets tradition. Our groundbreaking programs empower our students to design their future. Our commitment to teaching, research, and service drives us to make a global impact. We are a vibrant community that honors heritage and embraces inclusivity. We foster opportunities that challenge students to grow and succeed in every aspect of life. Together, we can transform lives and build a better tomorrow.
Here's the starting lineup for New Mexico State, the 5th seed in this Conference USA softball tournament. Maddie Backman in the center has been a revelation here late in the year, but it's a balance. Faith Aragon can hit for average. She also has some pop. Really, they can do damage up and down the board. And they will have to face second-team all-conference pitcher Tiffany Sanchez, who misses outside.
Tiffany Sanchez has been great for Sam Houston this season. I feel like her win-loss record is almost a little bit deceiving because her numbers are so strong. 90 hits in 110 innings pitched and only 29 walks on the season. So she does do a good job of attacking hitters, working the curve and the rise off of each other and making it really difficult for hitters to find barrel.
Elam, the senior out of Long Beach, California, the first batter to greet her. It's a 1-ball-and-1-strike count. Sanchez, when we were talking to the Sam Houston coaching staff this week, they were really happy that she got honored, and they looked beyond that win-loss record as it's 2-1. It's kind of funny because in baseball, they pay no attention to win-loss anymore, and in softball, it's still very old school, pay a lot of attention, but that's because most of the time you can finish what you started.
Pitchers do still have a pretty dynamic and dominant opportunity to control the pace of the game, to control offensive opportunities, particularly with how well they tunnel their pitches, how well they disguise their changeups, things like that. So it definitely is more considered than on the baseball side.
Elam Tomahawks went off the glove of Sanchez, ricochets to the shortstop, and Holiday able to make the play. Really well done by Morgan Holiday, and just your old-fashioned 1-6-3 put out to start the game. Here is that defense for Sam Houston. Holiday in the middle of everything along with Hobbs. That's quite a double play combo up the middle. Harrison is good at first base. Perez has really come into her own as a catcher. And then Lundstrom can cover all kinds of ground in center field. One out, base is empty. Here's Aragon trying to help her own cause, taking upstairs. And this might be the most underrated part about what Faith brings to the table. Not only is she one of the best pitchers in the conference, she has one of the best batting averages as well.
And this is just, Faith Aragon is just a competitor. She competes really hard in the box.
Oh, that's off the edge of the glove of Yarotsky, and it is a fair ball just inside the bag at third. Ricochets towards the shortstop, and now the umpires will confer to make sure that that was, in fact, a fair ball, as Tricia Yarotsky just couldn't quite catch it, and they will say it was in foul territory.
A little bit of a wonky play there. Her body, yeah, so she was in foul, but she tipped it back and made it look, almost made it look fair. Good job by the umpiring crew to get that one right.
Playing in, protecting against a potential bunt for Aragon. Anybody who was going to be able to make that play, it was Yarotsky's with her length out there at third base. As it's 2 balls and a strike to Aragon, a 372 hitter. Not only the 7 homers, but also 19 total extra base hits.
When you mentioned Yarotsky playing in for the bunt, Faith Aragon can also drop a bunt for a base hit because she's got pretty decent speed. So she's a real 5-tool player with a lot of different skills, and that makes her dangerous in the box.
It is really a couple of offenses that will test you defensively in terms of different ways that they can beat you. Sam Houston a little bit more gap to gap, but they've got some speed. And then New Mexico State, they have homers in bunches, but then they also like to play small ball. As Aragon bloops one into shallow left, but on the back pedal, it is caught by Holiday, who has been active in this opening inning. So 2 down, bases empty. Maddie Bachman will be the hitter as we watch that last play again for Holiday, trying to not only get your body opened up, but fight the raindrops on that kick.
Nice job with the footwork over there at shortstop.
1 ball, no strikes to Bachman, has come into her own second half of the year. In for a strike, 1-1.
Maddie Bachman certainly showing growth in the back half of the season. She's hitting with a lot of confidence. She feels really assured about the strike zone, and she does have a lot of power. So she definitely has the opportunity to have a big influence in this game.
Comes in with a lot of confidence as well. And she's up in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike at her first career multi-homer game in the regular season finale against Missouri State. Put the punctuation mark on just a fantastic final 3 weeks of the regular season. And is up in the count, 3-1 on Sanchez. Sanchez, when she throws strikes, she is almost impossible to hit. It's when she starts to nibble, the Sam Houston coaching staff says she can get herself into a little bit of trouble, but she doesn't do it very often. A lot of movement on that pitch, and it comes inside. A 5-pitch free pass and a 2-out base runner for New Mexico State, our first of the ballgame.
Well, when you have the type of movement that Tiffany Sanchez has, you can afford to throw your pitches through the zone instead of around the zone. And so that's where she's going to have to get comfortable with what the strike zone is in today's game and what the hitters are looking for, and then be able to work her plan around that information.
So now Sky Johnson, the cleanup hitter. And again, inside, ball 1. So trying to find that inside corner and just unable to quite identify it here in the early going, as Johnson has had a nice second season with New Mexico State. Two and nothing to Sky, one of the true competitors on this New Mexico State team. Plays with an absolute grit that kind of trickles down to the rest of her teammates. Pop up behind second base, and this time it'll be Hobbs making the call and the catch, and that ends the inning. Hold on a second. Now the umpires are conferring and talking something over. Was that an illegal pitch?
Looks like they're talking about the pitching lane. Tiffany Sanchez has to end in the pitching lane, and if she steps outside of it, it renders an illegal pitch, which means we get a redo.
So a reprieve here for Sky Johnson. And Sanchez will have to work again. Let's watch it.
Yeah, he called it right away. So good call by the umpire at second base.
A lot of times they'll give you a little leeway. That was more than a little, unfortunately, that time for Tiffany Sanchez. So Sanchez will get a word from Bella Perez. And this is interesting because, Bella Perez was somebody that early in her career, she didn't want to come out and talk to the pitcher too much. That wasn't a big part of her MO. And the Sam Houston coaching staff said, early on we were having to put into that watch, the communication thing, go visit the pitcher. But she's gotten better at doing it on her own and kind of finding that feel in game. Off the field, she's as good a leader as they will find, as that is in for a strike. So 3-1 to Johnson.
And that catcher position is such a leadership position, not just, commanding the defense and calling where the ball should be going when it goes out to the outfield, but that pitcher-catcher relationship is so valuable. Being able to have good conversation with your pitchers, give them feedback about what the umpire is calling, what the pitches are doing, be able to give them that information is, really critical because they're the only person who can see it.
So more pitches here for Sanchez. Does work it full against Sky Johnson, but remember, it looked like she was out of the inning. So it's had to work 2 more. And now a head start at first base from Bachman. And a swing and a miss. Got her to chase up the ladder. So Sanchez ends the frame with a strikeout and strands the 2-out walk at first. Each team posts a goose egg as we're underway in this CUSA tournament.
Partners at BSN Sports, the industry leader in sports equipment and team apparel, proudly support over 1,000 collegiate partners across
Polish, the head coach for Sam Houston, manning the third base coach box for the Bearcats. He's won 177 games during his time in charge of this program. He's navigated them through not one, not two, but three different leagues, which is never easy, as Peyton Helmley takes strike one from Faith Aragon, and yet they just seem to find a way to succeed in each conference.
Coach Valish has done a really nice job, one, navigating that process, but also recruiting his hotbed, right? So he's in the Houston area, and that is a really prominent space for travel softball. And so he's done a really good job of highlighting top talent in that area and bringing players in that are going to continue to elevate the Sam Houston program over his time.
Only one of those players, true freshman, a good solid first season, hitting at 300, and turns on one. It's a jam job foul that will get down. They had the shortstop Carranza cheating up the middle, so she couldn't get there. And it's a ball and 2 strikes to the DP. It is funny, you listen to all of these coaches talk about their respective programs and trying to navigate the new reality of college athletics, be it the portal, be it recruiting and NIL and everything that you have to go through. And they all keep coming back to culture as it's fouled away, but they build culture in so many different ways now. It used to just be kind of a simple equation. Everybody knew what you were talking about when you said that word, but now it just feels like there's a different meaning for every coaching staff and each unique situation. As Helmley takes a little bit outside.
And the landscape of college athletics has made it even more challenging, I guess you could say, right? But there's more opportunity because the biggest idea for coaches right now is finding players who fit your organization, who fit your working style, your coaching style, the dynamic of the team, and just making sure that they're going to be the type of players in your program that are going to push that culture forward, right? Echo the messaging, be leaders in the future. And so even when you're looking from the transfer portal, that process is really quick. The high school process has gotten accelerated with them moving the date back for opening recruitment. So it's just making sure that all the coaches are really clear on what they're looking for and then communicating that.
So many moving pieces that go into the equation. As a 2-2 from Aragon, line foul. He is mixing speeds pretty effectively here against the freshman.
Helmley doing a good job holding on, keeping the at-bat alive.
Aragon only 5 feet 2 inches tall, and yet can bring that velocity. Transfer out of UTEP in her second season, back in her home state at New Mexico State. A true difference maker for this program. Swing and a miss. 3 strikeouts at 4 batters face. Second swinging K for Aragon, and 1 away in the second inning.
Aragon is humming it. She can get up in the upper 60s with her top end velocity, and then that changeup is going to drop off about 10 to 12 miles per hour. So that is a massive differential for hitters to have to work with, and pairing them back to back makes it really tough for hitters to keep up.
Put her in the blender that time as the roller to third gets away from Jana Aragon as she was moving to her left. Not sure if that took a weird hop or she misjudged it. Either way, Yaratsky reaches, and it's the first base runner of the game for Sam Houston.
Looks like she just overshot it a little bit with her footwork there.
So Sam Houston trying to get some traffic on the base paths. That's one of the things you hear coaches talk about when you're dealing with a Faith Aragon. You've got to put some pressure on her because once she gets rolling, it's hard to get her stopped. As did that catch the bat? It did, off the nub of the bat of Kyla Heine for strike 1 to the right-handed hitting left fielder.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to take every opportunity you can get to advance runners against a pitcher like Faith Aragon, someone who doesn't give up very many free passes. You're really going to have to earn everything that you get. And so any opportunity you can put the ball on the ground and try to run gives you a chance.
1 ball, 1 strike to Heine, senior. Really solid season this year for Sam Houston, her 40th start. Uses her speed, likes to get the ball on the ground. Only 3 extra base hits all year long. And a bunt goes first base side. It'll trickle foul. It's hugged that line for a long time, but 1-2 to Heine.
Really nice idea there. Execution obviously could have been better. It was a little bit hard, but good thinking because she saw the first baseman playing back even with the bag there.
And now a step closer at third base from Aragon as the pitch misses outside, 2-2. New Mexico State's done a pretty good job defensively turning 2 this year. Pretty solid up the middle. Sam Houston has had some problems, some untimely double plays that they have hit into this season. Is it 2-2? Called third strike.
And this is gonna be a little bit of a tough call there for Heine. We're trying to still figure out where the zone is, right? And looks like it's going to be called letters to knees, and so we're just going to have to adjust, right? See how the hitters navigate that as part of the strike zone today.
Oh, so it's going to be called like on the book.
Yes.
It is funny
how it's supposed to be done.
Get so upset when it actually goes by the definition of the strike zone. Here's one of the leaders of this Sam Houston team, Morgan Holiday, out in front as Aragon continues to mix speeds and jumps in front of another hitter, 0-2. The rain has settled just a little bit. It looks like it's dulled to a gentle drizzle. The wind has picked up. Now blowing straight across the field. It'll help the ball get out to right field. Knock it down in left as it's a ball and 2 strikes to Holiday. This is going to be a factor probably at least both of the day games here this afternoon as the storms that are in the area that hopefully most of the wet weather misses us are going to have an impact. And Aragon missing bats left and right. She fans 3 in the inning, has struck out 5 of the first 2 frames. What a performance so far from Faith Aragon as she's posted a pair of goose eggs.
Official Athletics Awards sponsor of Conference USA. Maverick Awards is the leading manufacturer and supplier.
Benny Higgs, the head coach for New Mexico State, interim head coach, took over during the offseason. He's done a nice job, an up and down season for the Aggies, but they've won games when they needed to and put together a really solid 16-11 CUSA record. As Kendall Lunar taking outside for ball 1 from Tiffany Sanchez as we start this bottom half of the second inning. Obviously, always an awkward circumstance when you play a whole season with an interim coach, but it feels like Higgs has the ears of her entire team.
They definitely are bought into, what she's selling for that matter. She has done a really great job of establishing herself as a coach that can coach hitters for power. Their home run numbers increased this season. She's been able to do that at multiple stops in her career at Bradley and at Stony Brook, where she has been able to influence the offense positively as we see a big fly.
And it's going deep to left field.
Look at that
gone.
timing.
Kendall Lunar, you were looking for power, and New Mexico State gets it. A solo shot, and the Aggies have a 1-0 lead.
It's great when it lines up. Exactly what I'm talking about is what happens in the game. But yes, that is a big part of, Coach Higgs' offensive philosophy is being able to hit for power, and Kendall Lunar taking Tiffany Sanchez deep to open up the scoring.
14th home run of the season for Lunar and a New Mexico State team that when they get going on offense, that's exactly the recipe. It's ride Aragon and ride the long ball and into the wind. It didn't matter for Lunar out to left center. A pretty good swing. She had a pretty good feeling, and then the celebration once she got around first base. And it's also a New Mexico State team that loves to play of that energy. They get it going, and then they feed off of it the rest of the way. So Tamara Carranza, the batter for the Aggies, and she takes ball one. The Imperial California native, second season as a starter. Seen her name in the lineup card all but 4 games over her first 2 years at NMSU. Shows bunt, gets it down, picked up by Sanchez, and she'll throw to first in time to get the out.
It's a nice idea, going with the bunt, following the home run, maybe trying to catch the defense slipping, but Tiffany Sanchez doing a good job fielding her position, coming out of the circle and getting the out there. As you mentioned, Matt, right, momentum going to be at a premium in these elimination games, and making sure that you can find ways to generate offense, try and pass the bat and keep things going, and so that's what Carranza was trying to do there.
So now John Aragon fouling it back. And it is important to continue reminding everyone that we get started with back-to-back elimination games this week in the CUSA softball tournament. So it is an elimination game in this one, and then in our next contest to follow between Louisiana Tech and FIU. And then after that, we go to double elimination. It's a nice wrinkle, and it certainly brings a little juice to the start of the festivities.
It definitely makes it for a really exciting tournament. Not only can more teams participate and have an opportunity to compete for a championship, but also that high-stakes pressure right at the beginning is always fun as a spectator.
Aragon, who came with her cousin Faith from UTEP, transfer in her second season at New Mexico State. Faith's sister was also on the team through last year, as that is fouled out of play first base side. And it is 2-2 to Aragon. It's easy to have her overshadowed by the cousin that has led the conference virtually every category all year long. But Donna's is just as important a part of this group with her leadership. She fouls that one back.
Yeah, she plays a really critical role over there at third base, communicating, catcher, pitcher, shortstop, making sure that the defense is locked in and doing what they're supposed to be doing. But she also has a knack for big hits and big moments, and so it'll be interesting to see what kind of tournament she's able to put together.
When we talked to the coaching staff, they said stats don't do justice to what she means to this program. She almost gets hit by a pitch and works a full count. Sanchez was able to work around a 2-out walk in the first, was greeted by a solo homer to start the second, and now misses downstairs, and her second free pass of the game leads to a 1-out base runner here for New Mexico State. So Lauren Garcia will be the hitter for NMSU, the El Paso, Texas native. Has played in both D1 programs in the state of New Mexico. Began her career with the Lobos, and now in her second season at New Mexico State, behind the count 0-1. It is important for Sanchez to pitch from in front of the count, as that's turned on and sent foul off the protective roof on top of the bullpen down there in left field.
Lauren Garcia, a bright spot in the bottom portion of this lineup. She's hitting over 320, and she does do a nice job of, putting balls in play, drawing walks, things like that, being able to kind of propel the offense so they can get back up to the top with Devin Elam and Faith Aragon. And so you need hitters like that have good on-base percentages and good average numbers to kind of keep the momentum going when you get to the bottom portion of the lineup.
And they will battle, and we have seen that up and down this New Mexico State order. No easy outs for Tiffany Sanchez outside of maybe that one bunt where they tried to catch the defense napping.
That she had to field herself.
That's right. And made it look pretty easy. As that bounces up there, good block by Bella Perez. A lot of trust in Perez back there behind home plate for this entire Sam Houston staff.
Bella Perez does a really nice job with the fundamentals behind the plate. She's got a really great arm. She blocks well. She receives well. She frames well. She is a really nice anchor piece for this defense.
One out runner at first, and the 2-2 fouled back. One thing to keep in mind, Garcia has been prone to the double play this year. She's grounded into 3 of them, which is third most in CUSA. And Sam Houston would love an inning-ending twin killing right here. Instead of foul back and out of play, she continues to battle.
A double play certainly would be nice because same as you mentioned with Faith Aragon, as Tiffany Sanchez goes, Sam Houston goes. And so knowing that there is another game for them tonight against the host team, it's going to be imperative that their pitchers are staying fresh.
Potentially, as it's fouled back off the screen. They got to get this one first in order to get to that game. But that is the idea for sure. And it is the funny part about, these double elimination tournaments. Every game is important when you get to double elimination, but when you start it with 2 elimination games, the coaches did acknowledge you do have to manage it a little bit differently. It's not quite the same as a true round robin, as that's rolled foul again.
Yeah, you're almost going to have a empty the stables mentality, right? Like, we're going to do whatever it takes, because if we don't survive to play another game. And so it is going to be, you might see them go to the bullpen a little bit earlier than they normally would, or use pinch hitters earlier in the game than they normally would, because they're trying to give themselves an advantage.
Ground ball hit softly to second base. Hobbs on the charge. One play, it's to first. Gets the out, but into scoring position moves Aragon with 2 down in this second inning.
Aragon did a nice job as a base runner getting in front of that ball so that it eliminated the double play option for the infielder there.
That's a mad dash for Jana Aragon. If she gets stuck where it's a tag play, you're right, that turns 2. Instead, strike 1 to Destin Burks. Burks, a true freshman, broke into the starting lineup in early April in the Jacksonville State Series. Pretty good debut season, especially for somebody who didn't play a ton in the early going. Dials it back and out of play, but her confidence continues to increase, and consequently, the coaching staff said their confidence in her keeps on increasing as well.
She's put together some really competitive at-bats, some big moments in these last couple of weeks, and I think that you're seeing, just a player settle into the college game. She's got some really great raw power, and so it's a matter of learning the process of navigating an at-bat, right, having a plan, going up there and executing that plan, how to adjust when the pitcher adjusts, those fine points of just developing as a hitter in maturity, but she certainly has all the makings of a solid power hitter in this New Mexico State lineup.
One out walk is at second base now with 2 down in the inning. A run across with a solo homer from Luna. The 0-2. Burks lifts it in the air. Foul first base side. And it is caught by the right fielder, Prihota. And that ends the inning. So, good job to limit damage by Sanchez, but not before Kendall Lunar delivers, launching one high and over the fence to give New Mexico State the 1-run lead.
With over 590 guest rooms and suites, 7 seasonal on-site dining options, and over 60,000 square feet
Back at the Delaware Diamond on the campus of the University of Delaware in Newark, site of this week's Conference USA softball tournament. 8 teams have made their way to the first stage, and the first pitch swing from Sydney Priota, grounded to short, taken care of by Carranza. And those are the kind of outs Faith Aragon will like. 1 pitch, 1 away.
Efficiency at its best. Faith Aragon did a nice job of getting that pitch in on the hands of Priota so she couldn't get her barrel extended, inducing that nice ground ball.
Winner of this one will take on Delaware in Game 3 of our quadruple header today, as Kinsey Hobbs takes a strike 0-1 to the left-handed hitting second baseman. Hobbs, the junior, her numbers won't wow you, but she's a battler. It's a lot of good at-bats, and just kind of makes stuff happen to turn the order over. And she will get on base on cue. Gets plunked. Earns her way on the hard way. Second base runner of the game for Sam Houston.
And I was just taking a look at her on-base percentage. It's sitting at .366, which is almost 140 points higher than her batting average. And so, yeah, she does a good job of wearing pitches when they come in, taking walks, reaching on errors, putting pressure on the defense, things of that nature.
And now sets the table at the top. That's kind of that second leadoff role that she has filled this year. And now the dangerous batters come in succession. Lundstrom grounds it to third, knocked down by Aragon, and she won't have a play. Safe all around on the sharply hit ground ball, and Sam Houston has 2 on with only 1 down. Another error on Jana Aragon.
That's tough because that's a tailor-made double play ball for Jana Aragon there. She just didn't move her feet on that, and the ball was just a touch outside of the body.
So now Veronica Harrison rolls it the other way. Gloved at second by Burks, goes to second for 1, on to first. An inning-ending double play. 4-6-3 put out, and what a job by the New Mexico State defense to make amends. Burks.
Mental health matters, just like physical health.
It's okay to feel overwhelmed.
It's okay to ask for help.
Talking to someone can change everything.
Your mind needs care too.
No shame, no stigma, just support.
We're teammates on and off the field.
Your story matters.
You're not alone. We see you, we support you.
Let's break the silence together.
Mental health is part of the game. Let's continue the conversation.
There's a determination inside you, driving everything you do. It takes you further than you think possible. Demands you rise to every challenge. We get it. Us too. We know you're not afraid to put in the work. So when your drive meets Sam Houston State University, you become unstoppable. Together, we rise to greater.
Welcome to New Mexico State University, where innovation meets tradition. Our groundbreaking programs empower our students to design their future. Our commitment to teaching, research, and service drives us to make a global impact. We are a vibrant community that honors heritage and embraces inclusivity. We foster opportunities that challenge students to grow and succeed in every aspect of life. Together, we can transform lives and build a better tomorrow.
Bottom half of the third inning, Tiffany Sanchez back to work for Sam Houston, her team trailing by a run. She was victimized by the long ball to start last inning. Kendall Lunar launching a home run to left center. Now she'll deal with the top of the order again. Devin Elam leads it off and takes high and outside. Elam, an unorthodox out to start the tournament, hit a sharp ball up the middle that ricocheted off the glove of Sanchez, but right to the shortstop, Morgan Holiday. Elam swings through it, and it's a ball and a strike to the right fielder.
Elam has plenty of power to her own right, and so you'll see some of those big swings, and with those big swings do tend to come some big swing and misses, but we'll see, if she's able to kind of cut it down and put something in play here.
This did pop back our way. Look out on the roof ahead, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Elam's got some confidence coming into this week. She closed the season with hits in 9 of her last 10 games, hitting just under 400 during that stretch. So setting the tone at the top for New Mexico State. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to her here.
And that's important from a confidence perspective, both as your leadoff hitter, but also a senior leader in this program. You know, she just was celebrated on Senior Day a couple weekends ago. And so somebody that sets the tone for the team, both physically and mentally, her having confidence coming into the end of the season is a really big deal.
Nice backhand at third. Yaratsky, long throw. Gets a little help on this stretch from Harrison. And one away here in the home half of the 3rd inning. Tell you what, it's wet down there, and you know as well as anybody, the turf can get a little tough footing-wise, and we've seen both third basemen be very careful with their footsteps down there. Here's Aragon taking low and away.
Yeah, and you know, even though the field surface is turf, they are welcome to wear metal spikes on this, you know, on this surface, and so I think that helps a lot. Just having the confidence of, you know, a little bit less slippage and a little bit better security underfoot.
Base shows bunt, pulls back, takes outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Has been magnificent in the circle so far. Fanning 5 in her first 2 innings. Got a little help from her defense last frame with a double play. And here shoots it foul out of play, third base side.
We mentioned this in her last at bat, but the pitch prior to that, you saw her moving her feet through the box with a slap approach. That time she stood in. She can also drop a bunt. She's hit home runs. You don't know what you're going to get from Faith Aragon in the box, and that's what makes her a dangerous hitter.
And she just loves to compete out there. Just grinds through ABs as she chases up the ladder that time for strike 2. The coaching staff, in fact, said it's hard when you match up what's a bigger competitor, Faith Aragon the pitcher or Faith Aragon the batter, because she's as spirited in both. In the air, right center. Preota to her right underneath and squeezes the leather for out number 2. So Aragon sees some pitches, but Sanchez gets her for the second time in as many trips, and now Maddie Botman will be the batter.
It's a big pair of outs for Tiffany Sanchez, getting the leadoff Elam and Faith Aragon out in this inning, and obviously they are the motor of this offense, and so it's going to be on, you know, some of the players further down in the lineup to try and extend this inning here.
Botman fouls that one out of play. Strike 1 to Maddie. Transfer on her 3rd school. Has found a home here at New Mexico State. Has certainly traveled all over the country. Not too far from home, actually. Fredericksburg, Virginia, only about a 3-hour drive from the campus of the University of Delaware. As it's a ball and a strike to Bachman. It's a family affair for New Mexico State. Not only is Maddie a big part of this offense, but her sister Paige is on the coaching staff as a grad assistant. And it's 1-2 to Bachman.
Nice for Maddie that her sister moved across the country with her. You know, you're a long way from home. She's from Virginia. New Mexico is not very close. But her ability to have that comfort is a big deal.
Now Sanchez showing off some ability. Good bounce back frame. Gets the 1-2-3 inning. Sam Houston looking to find some momentum. They trail by 1 after 3.
Every team and athlete on our roster is united by an undeniable will to win. Visit UA.com to shop.
So far, so good for Faith Aragon and New Mexico State in this elimination game, the opener of the Conference USA softball tournament. Aggies up a run. Aragon overpowering Sam Houston early. Here's a soft liner into left center for a base hit. Bella Perez delivers, and a leadoff base runner for the Bearcats, who may be starting to find their groove a little bit here. Second trip through the order.
Second time through the order, definitely time for adjustments. Bella Perez did a nice job handling that pitch. Left a little bit sweet by Faith Aragon and just popping it out into the outfield in no man's land.
First hit of the game for the Bearcats, and now squaring to bunt is Helmley, taking high and outside. The DP struck out her first time up. Another one of those Texas natives and newcomers on this Sam Houston roster. They've got a relatively young group and feel like they're well positioned moving forward. It was not the close to the season that they had hoped for. Lost their final 7 games of the regular season, but Bearcats coaching staff was proud of the way the team responded this week in practice as it's 1-1 to Helmley.
Helmley having a really big season. You know, as a freshman, you don't know what to expect coming in. There's no scout on you. You don't know anything about the opposing pitchers, but in 100 at bats, she's got 30 hits, and half of them are for extra bases. And so when you're talking about the future progression of a player, she's going to be a really big piece of this Sam Houston offense moving forward.
Stabs at a bunt and misses. And she was not just an unknown to opposing teams. The Sam Houston coaching staff wasn't quite sure what to make of her during this freshman year. She suffered an injury last season. They actually didn't know the extent of it till they got her on campus. And she was no factor in the fall. They weren't sure if she was going to be able to play this year, as it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to her. But whatever she did in terms of working on the rehab near the tail end of the calendar year 2025 worked, because she hit the ground running as soon as winter camp began in January and was instantly in the mix and in the middle of everything as she lines this one foul and out of play towards the Sam Houston bullpen.
When there are just those kinds of players that when the lights turn on, they're ready to go, whether they're rehabbing an injury or they're coming back from some sort of other kind of adversity. Like your ability to just show up on game day when your team needs you is an underrated trait, and coaches can't get enough of that.
Foul back again. The one thing Sam Houston has done is they've made Aragon throw some pitches in this game. They've worked 2 full counts, a lot of 2-strike foul balls, and they hope that will have a long-term effect on the lefty.
Yeah, a lot of times power pitchers, right? Like there's tends to be a drop-off point where if they don't get an opportunity to rest and recover, you'll see that velocity change. But with Faith Aragon, she's changing the velocity on her own.
You don't have to drop off of that. The changeup drops Helmley back to the dugout as she is a strikeout victim for the second time in as many trips, and she knew it. So 1 out, still a runner at first base. Yarotsky will be the batter and takes it off speed for a strike. And that's one of the other things that makes Aragon so difficult. Not only can she throw the changeup to change your speeds and looks at the plate, but also she can throw it for a strike and freeze you. As she goes back to the heater and gets a swing and a miss.
She definitely has a lot of confidence in that pitch, and that gives, you know, a pitching coach a lot of opportunities to mix up the looks, right? Mix up the calls. You can throw it last pitch like she did against Helmley. You can throw it first pitch like she did in this at-bat. And so hitters don't know when to expect it to show up in the at-bat.
She's got herself another strikeout, a swing and a miss this time. Chasing away, back-to-back Ks, and now 7 in the outing for Aragon. 2 out after the leadoff single, who's still at first base. Just blows her away. Got the changeup for a called 3rd strike and gets the swing and a miss this time. And now Heine behind the count, 0-1. Heine struck out looking her first time at the plate. And that momentum that it felt like maybe Sam Houston was trying to string together, Aragon quickly has taken care of it as it's upstairs for ball 1.
Well, and Bella Perez is at risk of being stranded here on first base, not even being able to advance into scoring position because the strikeouts don't give an opportunity for you to advance the runner. So when you're talking about trying to get your offense going, you're looking for productive outs that advance runners, move them from base to base. And Sam Houston hasn't had any of those yet this half inning.
So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Heine. And another hitter is behind in the count. Morgan Holiday waiting on deck if Heine can extend this top half of the 4th inning. Just 2 hits combined between the 2 teams. 2 errors, both belong to New Mexico State, but the Aggies have the only run. As it's 2-2 to Heine. It came on the home run. A leadoff shot in the 2nd inning from Kendall Lunar. Winner of this one takes on Delaware in Game 3 of our quadruple header. And the loser, they are done. It is a win or go home opener in this Conference USA softball tournament. Not just this one, but another contest to follow between FIU and Louisiana Tech. So the stakes are very high. 2 outs, the runner at first. And the 2-2 coming from Aragon. And a foul back.
I'll be curious to see what adjustments, right? Even though New Mexico State does have a run on the board, they still only have the 1 hit. So this is very much a pitcher's duel. It is still very much anyone's game. So I'm very curious to see what adjustments both offenses and pitching staffs make as we go through the remainder, the second half of this game to try and get some momentum.
Bearcats did put 2 on in the 3rd, but a double play ended that threat. And now a soft liner up the middle, caught on the backhand. Berg's a good read, able to go get it. And that leadoff single stays stranded at first base, thanks in large part to the work of Faith Aragon. She's got it rolling, posting her 4th goose egg and taking a 1-0 lead into the bottom of the 4th inning. After the 4th inning, Sky Johnson will lead it off for NMSU, and she looks skyward because the rain has returned here at the Delaware Diamond, on and off again. It has been throughout this contest as Johnson takes strike 1 from Tiffany Sanchez. How big a factor is the wet weather on a day like this?
I think it's, with the way it's raining right now, it's more of a nuisance than anything else. But it can certainly play a part defensively, specifically with the turf. It'll start to speed up a little bit. And so we saw those 2 errors at third base by Jonna Aragon for New Mexico State. Ball getting on her pretty quickly, so it can speed the ball up. It can speed the ball up in the gaps, and that definitely plays a part.
Sanchez jumping in front of Johnson, 0-2. Struck her out her first time up. And gets her again, paints the outer half. Beautiful pitch from Sanchez. And 1 away here in the home 4th. It'll bring up Kendall Lunar, who certainly has a lot of confidence.
Kendall Lunar in her last at-bat took Tiffany Sanchez deep to left. She got on her early in the at-bat, and so we'll see how Tiffany Sanchez rebounds in this at-bat.
Goes off speed away for ball 1. 14th home run of the year for the New Mexico native, one of several local products on this New Mexico State team. And they all take great pride representing the home state and the community as it's 1-1 to Lunar. I was on Ben A. Higgs talked to us about this week that, there are only so many players that are going to come out of New Mexico, but we've got some really talented ones, and we want to make sure we land them because it just deepens the connection with the community, and they have a pretty good atmosphere out there, good thing going. They just want to try to connect as much as possible. As this is lifted in the air, center field. Lundstrom going back. All she can do is turn and look for the second time today. Kendall Lumar goes yard, and she single-handedly has the Aggies up 2-0.
And credit to Kendall Lunar. That was an off-speed pitch that she timed up and sat and drove deep to center. The wind whipping out there in the outfield, but Tiffany Sanchez left that pitch over the heart. Kendall Lunar had taken a changeup earlier in the at-bat, and so she probably felt like she could go back to it, but it didn't have enough tumble or break. It just sat over the middle of the plate, and Kendall Lunar did what she was supposed to do with that.
Incredible start to the CUSA tournament, and it sends the Sam Houston State coaching staff. Garrett Valish out for word to try to settle in the Bearcats. And as you said last inning, it is a pitcher's duel. Everything about the numbers, not a lot of hard contact. It's just those two swings.
Yeah, just middle out, but right mid-thigh for Kendall Lunar, and that's her power alley is when pitches are kind of middle outside, and so she was able to get all of that one.
Came into the day ranked 7th in CUSA in homer. She's all the way up to tied for 5th now as ball 1 to Carranza. Not only does she represent her native New Mexico, but also she has some international experience, did Lunar, during the offseason. She went and played for the Venezuelan national team, and the coaching staff felt like it showed her just how good she is at this sport. She went on the international stage, more than held her own, and she just came back a completely different player in terms of confidence and swagger.
Something really special about being able to see yourself compete at levels that maybe you thought were previously inaccessible to you, right? And so for her to have that experience, not only competing with her Venezuelan teammates, but also against world-class athletes in the sport, right? Coming back to college probably feels pretty easy after competing internationally.
3 balls and a strike here to Carranza, who tried to bunt her way on after Lunar's last home run, bunted it right back to the circle. We're at the bottom of the 4th. Must-win game for both teams. Winner moves on. Loser is done. The 3-1. Fouled away at a full count. Sanchez, known for being a little bit more demonstrative out there, she's been relatively subdued here today.
She does look like she has a higher level of focus and intention. Everybody's got their routines and their processes, and so maybe she's trying to keep her energy at a certain space because it's either what's best for her or what's best for the team. Kind of trying to figure out what they need right now, but I'm sure they'll shift with the momentum, and we'll see probably some of those big moments out of her as we keep watching.
Another long at-bat she's had to deal with. Has had a bunch of them today. Has won most of the battles. And a payoff is hit foul, first base side, and down off the wall right in front of that bullpen there in right. There is some scattered action going on for the Bearcats at the moment.
Yeah, I think if I'm Coach Valish, I'm riding my ace as long as I possibly can. And so while this thing is still tight, I'm going to keep Tiffany Sanchez in the circle because she gives them the best opportunity to keep the score close.
Right now, Carranza making her work awful hard as she's fouled off 3 full count pitches. Imperial California native in her second season as the starter was a 2025 CUSA All-Freshman Team selection. And she's got Sanchez's gears grinding as she asks for time to kind of run back through the options here before she delivers another 3-2. And another foul out of play. You mentioned that person who's taking care of the softballs. They're going to have to go back and find some more.
Yep, working overtime today. But you mentioned, the New Mexico State offense and how they're competitive top to bottom, and this is what you're seeing. You're seeing them fight. They really live through their offensive players.
And a gapper that will sneak over the fence in left center. She missed first base, but she'll double check and touch it, and now circle the bases as New Mexico State goes back-to-back. Carranza leaves the yard.
I didn't know if that one was going to have enough height to get out. She certainly tattooed that ball, and it just snuck right over the top of that fence out in left center field.
So just kept battling and eventually got herself an opportunity. And it looks like we are going to see a pitching change here for Sam Houston. Lots to smile about for Carranza, the sophomore, making her presence felt, getting the hugs from the teammates. And a new pitcher into the contest for Sam Houston. We're at the bottom of the fourth in a must-win game. They trail by 3. Tell you about the new hurler when we return. New pitcher into the contest for Sam Houston. Amy Abke will come into the contest for the Bearcats. Abke, who missed almost 6 weeks due to injury from early March through mid-April, gets called on in a huge spot here. And her return was a big deal for the Sam Houston staff. They were really happy to have her back, but she's got to keep this as close as possible as Bearcats in must-win mode and down 3 with only 3 at-bats left.
Sam Houston's going to be looking at Amy Abke to shift the momentum, give a different look to these New Mexico State hitters, right? So she's going to bring a different balance of pitches, but she has good, she has a good batting average against, sitting at 217, so she can be really effective at getting outs. It's just going to be a matter of having a good mix against this strong New Mexico State lineup.
She'll be greeted by Jana Aragon, who has worked a walk her first time up, and Aragon taking low and inside. Abke working from behind against Aragon, who will be patient up there. That's part of her MO. And a fisted pop right back to the circle. Abke able to make the catch, and that's 2 down. Amy has made 15 appearances now. Her 8th time pitching out of the bullpen. 3.79 ERA in 48 and a third innings after getting that first out. As you have 39 hits, 28 runs, 26 of them earned. Not a great strikeout to walk ratio, 36 punch outs, 28 free passes. And that's been Sam Houston's MO. When they throw strikes, they can be really effective in the circle. When they don't, that's when it gets away from a bit, as it's 1-0 to Garcia.
That is a key, being able to attack hitters, get them to get themselves out. That's a big part of pitchers' maturation and growth and development process, is trusting their stuff, making their pitches move through the zone and not feeling like you have to expand the zone all the time, because hitters are getting more disciplined. We've been talking as we go through these games about the walks and the free passes and the eye, the good eye. And so as hitters get more disciplined, pitchers have to be better about how they make the ball move through the zone. You can't just rely on hitters fishing out of the zone anymore.
Garcia grounded out to second base her first time up, but it was a long battle. It was a full count. Fouled off a couple pitches on her way there. And now has to deal with a new pitcher this at-bat. Abke got good size out there in the circle for Sam Houston. Had her 2-1. Just misses 3 balls and a strike. Now, if you're New Mexico State, you want to keep pouring it on for multiple reasons. Not only is 3 not enough, you want to keep building momentum, because if you do get a win here, it would be a rematch against a Delaware team you just squared off with a week ago, and a couple of thrillers. And Las Cruces is that one a 5-pitch free pass to Garcia.
Definitely, and they're still, both of these teams are still in the process of getting comfortable on this field, adapting to this weather, sort of getting their bearings as they start this tournament. And so, they're starting with a super high pressure game, but they're settling in. And so, like you said, New Mexico State going to look to continue putting it on Sam Houston offensively.
To outrunner at first, Destin Burks comes up empty on her first swing. Burks, the freshman, Texas native, playing against a school from her home state. Mentioned that she got into the starting lineup final month of the regular season, has made the most of the opportunity. Both of these teams have not been afraid to make some moves in the lineup card. Sam Houston, even last weekend, was shifting the lineup all around, trying to refine their footing after ending the regular season with a 7-game skid. And New Mexico State made 2 or 3 big moves to the lineup over the course of the season. That's pop foul and out of play.
It's an ever-changing dynamic, that lineup. Very rarely nowadays do you have opportunities to stick with, a straight 9 that doesn't change. And I think that speaks to the development of players, right, and how they stay competitive throughout the season, even if your name isn't on the card for that day, that they keep working and making it hard for coaches to have to make that lineup decision.
Hapke gets a strikeout to end the inning, but New Mexico State able to build the lead thanks in part to not 1 but 2 long balls, including this one from Carranza. And after 4, it's 3-0 Aggies.
When it comes to the health of you and your family, you want to trust in having the best partner for your well-being. Ranked a top hospital in the region, that's exactly what you'll find at ChristianaCare. Because you deserve excellence from your physician, specialists, nurses, and staff, with safe and convenient ways to get the care you need. And at ChristianaCare, we add in something special: love. It's at the heart of everything we do, and we do it all for the love of health. Your health.
Hey, grab me one too.
Faith Aragon has been fantastic for New Mexico State. 7 strikeouts in 4 innings. And even though she's had a lot of full counts, relatively pitch efficient at 56 offerings. And now back to work for the Aggies as she misses inside to Morgan Holiday. And she's got a little cushion to work with now as well.
At this point in the game, it's going to be for Sam Houston to try and figure out how their style of offense is going to allow them to be successful in this game. New Mexico State with the 3 long balls, that might not be the play for Sam Houston against Faith Aragon. They're going to have to find ways to nibble and kind of grab what they can to find ways to get back in this thing.
No, Aragon with the 7 strikeouts, she's got 3 backwards Ks on the card, and that's nothing new. As she goes off speed and misses outside. You realize she has twice as many called third strikes as the second most total of any pitcher in CUSA this year.
It's the deception, right? It's the deception of hitters get in the box and they're guessing because she throws so many different pitches to all the different quadrants. And so when you guess what the pitch might be in a 2-strike count, you get caught looking oftentimes, right? And it's not just on changeup. Sometimes she'll throw something hard and it sits over the heart of the plate and you weren't expecting it. You thought she was going to go up or you thought she was going to go slow. She comes inside. And so oftentimes you'll get a few more of those looking strikeouts because she's catching hitters off guard and she's freezing them up.
Holiday trying to battle through a sting in her hands now after that jam job. The 2-2. got her swinging. Strikeout number 8 for Aragon. And one away in the top half of the 5th inning. And that kind of sums up the emotion right now for the Bearcats. It's tough. When Aragon gets rolling, there's not many people that are touching her as Priyata takes strike 1.
And again, another tough pitch combination. She came up and in, got that foul ball off of the hands, and then went down and away. It's just hard to cover both sides of the plate with Faith Aragon, but Sam Houston's going to have to find some sort of plan of attack in order to make some adjustments here and get going late in this game.
Talk about the changeup and how effective a pitch it is, and there's no doubt about it. You talk to coaches around the league, it's one of the first that they discuss when you bring up Faith Aragon's name, as she goes to it right there and finds another strike. But it's not her favorite pitch. She calls the rise ball her golden pitch, her go-to, her own reliable out there in the circle.
Well, and if you're a power pitcher, you know, Faith Aragon is throwing in the mid to upper 60s. As a power pitcher, you love your power pitches, you know, and that rise ball can have some really good zip on it when she throws it. And so I'm sure there is something very satisfying about a full effort pitch, like max effort pitch, giving you a positive result.
She gets herself another strikeout. She has now 4 different innings with multiple strikeouts in this contest as she works to the top of the 5th, sending Priyata back to the dugout. And now Kinsey Hobbs will try to keep the frame afloat. And for Sam Houston team, they came in with a good attitude, but their confidence still had to be rocked when you lose 7 in a row to close out the regular season. And then when you run into an ace who's absolutely dealing, that's not going to help a fragile psyche, as it's strike 1 to Hobbs.
Definitely not. And the back against the wall, right? The combination of the pressure of the elimination game certainly has put a bit of a damper on that dugout. And so I'd like to see Sam Houston's dugout get a little bit more energized and start trying to maybe shift the tide for them from an energy standpoint. But Faith Aragon is doing a lot of the work here.
Another fly ball, routine play, as Baca able to come in, make the catch, and end a 1-2-3 inning. Aragon is cruising, and the Aggies are up 3 as we head bottom 5. Elam will lead off the home half of the 5th inning. 5th seeded New Mexico State leading 8th seeded Sam Houston 3-0. Long balls have been the difference so far. 3 of them for the Aggies, all solo shots as a grounder hit sharply to third off the glove of Yarotsky, and it's a foul ball. So strike 1 to Elam.
Yeah, Abke coming in relief here in the bottom half of that last inning. And her job here is just to stifle the defense, right? Change the tide, keep the score where it is, and buy some time for Sam Houston to get back in the game. But Devin Elam and the rest of the New Mexico State team hoping to have different plans.
Elam, the power numbers for a leadoff hitter, especially impressive. You know, she gets on base a lot, so she can fill that leadoff hole, but she also got some sneaky pop.
She's definitely not your prototypical leadoff hitter, right? That table setter. She does have the opportunity to hit for power and bring in RBIs, and I think that just adds a different nuance to this lineup that when the bottom of the order gets on, she can drive them in.
Got jammed that time, and an excellent running catch. Morgan Holiday able to go chase it down over the shoulder for out number 1.
Yeah, Holiday had to go a long way for that ball over there up against the left field fence, covering tons of ground, had just enough time to get into foul ground and pull that in.
So 1 away, and now Faith Aragon will be the batter. Holiday trying to provide a spark. That's her role for the Sam Houston team. One of the unquestioned leaders, and it's kind of funny because, you know, her numbers won't wow you. And it's not as though she's a vocal person by nature. You talk to the Sam Houston coaching staff, and they said she evolved into this role, but her teammates just gravitate towards her. It's something about the way she speaks and the message she delivers that they buy in. And so when you get a player that means that much, make it a play like that, maybe you can get a group going.
Certainly, you know, and how she hustles, how she competes is as important in terms of the process, right, to this team as the outcomes. And so she can set the foundation for what it looks like to be a Bearcat and to work hard and to train well and to play hard. And so that's what everybody else in this dugout is going to feed off of.
They need some sort of spark. It has been tough sledding offensively, and the home runs making them play from behind as Aragon lives this one to the left, but got underneath of it as Heine is there, and quickly 2 down in the home 5th.
Well, and Abke doing a nice job of what she was tasked with coming in is quieting these bats, and we're still getting through some of the power, you know, the power bats in the lineup with Bachman coming up and Lunar following her, but she's still not out of the clear, but she's doing a good job getting those 2 first hitters.
2 down, bases empty. The aforementioned Bachman, who is 0 for 1, strikeout and a walk, takes a strike on the outside edge. Both of these teams, the depth at the top of the order can wreak havoc on a pitcher. There are a lot of tough outs that go back to back to back. No holes on the back end. The balance of the order is kind of where the question marks lie, and that's where it's funny that New Mexico State has gotten its production out of the 5 and 6 holes today. 1-1 to Bachman. And it's 2 balls and a strike.
And that's certainly what, you know, interim head coach Benet Higgs wants to see is you don't only just have 1 and 2 to drive the offense. You've got 5 and 6 and 7 to kind of bring up the rear. And so that's what you're looking for at tournament time is a full team performance, right? Top to bottom in the lineup. It just makes it that much more difficult for opposing pitchers to run through the order.
So first game of the day, playing 4 today. These first 2 are elimination games, so must win to move on as a 3-1 foul back. Winner of this one will take on Delaware in game 3. That'll get started right around 5 p.m., depending on the timing of the conclusion of some of the other games today. Up next, it will be Louisiana Tech against FIU. That should be a really good one. FIU got off to such a fast start this season, and La Tech closed strong as that's a called 3rd strike. Bachman down, looking. Apke gets the strikeout and ends the home half of the 5th. A 1-2-3 inning. Bearcats trying to find reason to believe. They trail by 3 as they look to get going. When Faith Aragon is on, she's tough to deal with, and she's been mighty tough today.
She's been working all quadrants, using the off speed, finishing in, finishing out. It's been really tough for the Bearcats to try and figure out how to solve Faith Aragon today.
See if the top of the order can get something going against her. 9 strikeouts to get 15 outs, and has needed just 68 pitches, even with all those Ks. It is impressive. Lundstrom, who's had an impressive year, lifts this one in the air and foul as it lands on top of the fence. How many balls have we seen land off the top of those support railings throughout the course of this day? Kind of a weird anomaly.
Big advantage of covering that bullpen is you don't have to deal with all the balls flying into the bullpen all day during the tournament, but Sam Houston is exactly where they want to be offensively to try and get something going. Lundstrom, such a great pace setter for the offense. Veronica Harrison following her, the big power cell of this offensive lineup. And so if they're going to have a chance, it's going to start with these two starting to figure out the puzzle that is Faith Aragon today.
Lundstrom, the first team all-conference selection, and a bouncer back to the circle. Aragon can even field the position. Do it all. Doesn't do it justice, as that's one away in the 6th inning.
Well, and you mentioned earlier in the broadcast that Faith Aragon is only 5'2", but she does a good job using her vertical stretch there to get that out.
And I thought she heard a little bit about it from her teammates as that's bounced to third on the charger. Cousin John able to get the out at first. So you can't hit it to an Aragon right now if you're Sam Houston. 2 down in the 6th inning. But it looked like after that comeback, her teammates might have given her a little grief. She had a big smile, a little laugh on her face after that. I guess you would call it a leap. Her feet didn't leave the ground by too much as it's ball 1 to Perez.
Full stretch, full extension, yeah.
She was prepared to go up in the air if she needed to. Perez singled her last time up. That is the only hit of the day for Sam Houston. And really, to be honest, the fly ball to center field off the bat of Hobbs and the single, that's really the only hard contact that Sam Houston has gotten throughout the course of this game.
Well, most of the outs recorded have been via the strikeout, and so it has been hard for Sam Houston to find momentum and production through the lineup. You know, those strikeouts are sort of rally killers in a way, and so they're definitely going to have to find alternative ways to put the ball in play.
Perez, certainly someone with power. The home run numbers, maybe not where she wanted them to be this year, but everything else has been on point as she takes a strike at 3-0. But the leadership, the intangibles that she's brought to this group this year, kind of like what we've seen from Faith Aragon. It's just a player whose numbers, measurables jump off the page at you, and yet the intangibles are almost as important for these teams as she lines it foul the other way.
Well, and that's the impact, right? The impact of a singular player that can kind of shift the tide. And, you know, we talked about Holiday, who her numbers maybe aren't as impactful, but she still has that impact. And so it's really that culture piece, the leadership piece that can be a difference maker for these teams when they have multiple people who are drivers of the culture and the program standards.
Got to get a base runner here. His little punch shot into shallow right, caught on the backslide by Destin Burks, and the inning comes to an end. Burks has made plays going to her right now, to her left, and the defense strong for New Mexico State. Sam Houston left searching for answers. Bearcats down by 3 after 5.5.
Being strong doesn't mean going through it alone.
Mental health matters, just like physical health.
It's okay to feel overwhelmed.
It's okay to ask for help.
Talking to someone can change everything.
Your mind needs care too.
No shame, no stigma, just support.
We're teammates on and off the field.
Your story matters.
You are not alone. We see you, we support you.
Let's break the silence together.
Mental health is part of the game. Let's continue the
Conversation.
There's a determination inside you, driving everything you do. It takes you further than you think possible. Demands you rise to every challenge. We get it. Us too. We know you're not afraid to put in the work. So when your drive meets Sam Houston State University, you become unstoppable. Together, we rise to greater.
Welcome to New Mexico State University, where innovation meets tradition. Our groundbreaking programs empower our students to design their future. Our commitment to teaching, research, and service drives us to make a global impact. We are a vibrant community that honors heritage and embraces inclusivity. We foster opportunities that challenge students to grow and succeed in every aspect of life. Together, we can transform lives and build a better tomorrow.
Well, yesterday, the Conference USA released its annual softball award winners, and not a big surprise. Jacksonville State, they've been the best team in the conference all year long, and they win a majority of the awards.
Yeah, Jacksonville State ran away with the conference title, the regular season title this season, winning it, securing it before even the last weekend of regular season play. And so it makes sense that their most impactful players and their coach are going to run away with a lot of the awards.
And their freshman pitcher, what a sensation McKenna Moore has been this year. They will not play today. They got the double bye alongside WKU, so they'll take the field the first time tomorrow. It's the first of 4 games today in our opening day of the CUSA Softball Championship for the campus of the University of Delaware in Newark. I'm Matt Janis with Dorian Shaw, our entire ESPN Plus crew. It's New Mexico State, the 5th seed, courtesy of 3 solo home runs, have a 3-0 lead as we play in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Sky Johnson, the batter for the Aggies, as Sam Houston desperately tried to stay within striking distance for their last at-bat. But they've got to deal with Faith Aragon, who has been cruising. Winner of this one will take on Delaware in Game 3 of our quadruple header. Up next, it will be the surging Louisiana Tech team against FIU. Got off to as good a start as anybody in mid-major softball this year. That's tapped foul first base side. And then the winner of that one will play in our nightcap, game number 4 against the Liberty Flames.
Well, and you mentioned, New Mexico State with the 3 solo home runs, which was not something that we anticipated coming off of Tiffany Sanchez. She had only given up 14 all season coming into this game. And while that is a big part of New Mexico State's offense, it's not a big part of Tiffany Sanchez's game. And so that definitely was something that I was not anticipating. We were not anticipating seeing coming out of this game. But good job to New Mexico State sticking with what makes their offense go.
Especially with not the warmest of weather here, humid day, but it is, upper 60s temperatures. A gentle rain has been falling throughout the contest. Good news is it's been on and off. Very far cry from what they were calling for at the beginning of the week. This was in danger of being a washout for a long time, according to the weather people. As this is lined, it is center field, going to hang up, and Bacco makes the catch. And that is, Lundstrom makes the catch, and that's 1 down here in the bottom half of the 6th inning.
A little bit of a jam shot there from Sky Johnson. Nice job by Amy Abke getting that ball off of the heart of the plate and onto the edges to induce the soft fly out.
So now here comes Kendall Lunar. What a day she has had. Not 1 but 2 solo home runs. And she takes inside for ball 1. Already has put a pretty good case up to make the all-conference tournament team at this week's end. And she has almost single-handedly put New Mexico State in position to win this game. Good pitch from Apke, and it's 1-1. It's pretty amazing that Lunar able to do this because she closed the regular season in a prolonged slump. She was 2 for her last 24 at the plate.
And there's something about, your last opportunity at a conference title and your last conference tournament. And Kendall Lunar, as a senior, she's making the most out of these remaining moments of her season and trying to extend it as far as she can.
Hitters count here at 2-1. A good pitch. Got to be careful. You're not throwing it to the fat part of the plate the way Lunar's swinging a bat today. Abke, who battled injuries, then it's more of a discomfort thing for her. They've been trying to manage her workload so she would be ready for this time of year. And she returned on April the 18th, was able to pitch 2 times last weekend, and didn't feel as much discomfort as she had after her first outing on April the 18th. And at that point, they figured she was good to go. And she has been out of the pen today, but the full count free pass, and they just can't get Lunar out this afternoon.
Well, and it can be so tough missing time in the middle of the season, even if you're maybe not in the starting lineup or getting as much opportunity to play, missing practice, right? Abke missing bullpens. That's key time for you to be refining your pitches and refining your movement. And so for her to come in and have a good performance here, if Sam Houston is able to extend into the next game, that's going to do a lot for her confidence.
They've got some work to do to get there, though. Trailing by 3, only 3 outs left to work with as Abke missing again, and here's Perez going out to show off some more of that leadership against Carranza, who hit that solo homer last time. She's going to be feeling pretty good about herself at the moment.
Carranza, that home run was a low line drive that just snuck over the top of the wall out in left center field. She tattooed the center of that ball, and so she's going to be looking for another one of her pitches to hit in this at bat.
You see Perez continuing to make sure all the defense on the right line, keep everybody focused here. You got to do what you can right now before you go back to work offensively. Must keep this a 3-run deficit. 2 balls and no strikes to Carranza. When she gets going, look out. She hit for the cycle in a game earlier this year, almost single-handedly beat FIU in mid-March.
I don't know that I know anybody that's hit for the cycle. Now I do.
Roller to third, knocked down by Aratsky. She has 1 play. It's to first. And 2 down as Lunar able to move into scoring position at second base. You mean to tell me with your wheels you never hit for the cycle at Michigan?
The triple. It was the triple, Matt. I could never get the triple.
I'd have figured with your speed that would have been no problem whatsoever. And we
maybe
know the home run wasn't an issue.
Maybe if the outfielder tripped, fell, crawled, fell again, maybe.
So here's Jana Aragon. Aragon walked and popped out back to the pitcher. And is ahead of the count, 1 ball and no strikes. It is such a, it's an anomaly. Obviously, there's some luck to it getting all 4 in 1 game, but it is one of those cool things to have on your resume, especially when you do it in a close game like she did against FIU. Drove in 6 in a game that they didn't take the lead in for the last time until the closing inning.
That would be my fun fact. If I ever managed to do it.
What's your fun fact from your playing career?
I hit 3 home runs in a super regional game against Baylor.
That does sound like a barrel of laughs. I'm not going to lie to you. That's pretty good.
It's a good time.
2 balls and 1 strike to Aragon. Hey, the records on you, when I found out we were going to be working together, looked them up. You've got quite a few of them, high school and college.
Back in the good old days.
Hey, at least you got color footage.
That one, very true.
It could be worse. It could be real back in the day. It's 3 balls and a strike to Aragon.
That is very true. I was just having a conversation with one of the assistants on Delaware staff, and she was talking about her wanting to update, modernize her game film, get it switched to an MP4 or is that what we would be using today? An
that
MP4, yes, yeah. I told her I think I have some DVDs in my house I need to transfer over.
Again, better than VHS. You're still winning. The players in the next game starting to mill about here now. FIU has come into the stands, sitting over on the third base side. Saw some Louisiana Tech players popping in and out last inning, visiting with the family that have made the trip, as that one's a called 3rd strike. Apke finds the edge of the zone, and Sam Houston stays within striking distance. But down to their last chance, they trail by 3, 3 outs to go. Now you're good on. ready to go, staring down the umpire, waiting for the go side as she completed her warm-up tosses. She's in an absolute groove. 3 outs away from getting her team into the double elimination portion of the CUSA Softball Championship. Day 1 for the Delaware Diamond inside the Nelson Athletics Complex on the campus of the University of Delaware in Newark. It's a quadruple header today. We start with back-to-back elimination games, and then we switch to double elimination as Peyton Helmley takes outside 1 ball and 1 strike. Sam Houston down by 3. They have just 1 hit, and strikeout has been a huge problem. 9 Ks in the game for Aragon. Paints the corner. And we have said that a few times today. Helmley has struck out swinging, struck out looking. And dealing with pitches like that, you can understand why. Just perfectly placed from Aragon, who comes in with a 1-2. Got her swinging. 10 strikeouts for Aragon. And 1 away here in the top half of the final frame. We told you how good Faith Aragon is, and there are different levels. And she right now is pitching at the top as her off speed finds the zone against Yaratsky. The strikeout victim did reach on an error, one of just 4 base runners all game for Sam Houston. 2 errors, 1 walk, and the 1 single. Out back. You feel for Sam Houston, these tough end to the regular season, losing 7 in a row. It was a resilient group. As a matter of fact, you see the FIU team as they will take the field about a half hour after we are done, battling Louisiana Tech in our next elimination game. Fouled back. But right after they lost the regular season finale, Garrett Polish, their head coach, said they come to the circle together as a team right after the game. And I wanted to let the players talk first, see where their mindsets were. And they came right to the positive right away. Turn the page. Postseason starts anew. As that's lined into left field for a base hit. And maybe they did something similar between innings. Turn the page, start anew. Begin the rally now as a 1-out base runner, Yaratsky aboard. Still need some more. Tying run into the on-deck circle, and Kyla Heine will be the batter, and we will get a runner here for Sam Houston. Avery Marrer will run. So here comes Heine. Heine lined out, soft liner, nice catch at second base by Destin Bergs. And then was a backwards K victim, hits one sharply to shortstop. Gloved by Carranza. She goes to second for 1. They can't turn 2. Good effort from Carranza and Bergs. But now New Mexico State is an out away. Just that little bobble as the high hop came up, gave the reprieve to Sam Houston. And it's up to Morgan Holiday to try to extend this season. Swings through the first pitch for strike 1. Holiday has been unable to make contact today. 0 for 2 with a couple of Ks. 5 hits combined for the 2 teams. The difference quite simple. New Mexico State only 3 hits, all 3 solo homers. Oh yeah, and they have somebody named Faith Aragon. Swing and a miss, strike 2. That's been the look all game for Aragon, just locked on the next pitch. looking for it to be her last, and instead it's spoiled. Good job to stay afloat from Holiday. Breota waits on deck, hoping for a chance. Lauren Garcia always having fun out there, exchanging a laugh with John West over the first base umpire. The 1-2 to Holiday. Upstairs gets away, and Heine will move up. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. If you can reach, it would bring the tying run to the plate. You see Lunar, really the only thing that's gone wrong for her today. The 2 solo homers plus work to walk offensively. Now the 2-2. Grounder up the middle, off the glove of Aragon. It goes to Burks, and they can't get the out. This one's not over yet. Sam Houston will bring the tying run to the plate. Well, remember that went for a hit earlier that was taken away off the ricochet from Aragon to Carranza. They couldn't do it again to end the game. That was how things started. Heck of an effort from Burks. We're going to get a pinch hitter here for Sam Houston as you watch how close that play was at first base. Pino will bat for Sam Houston. Jordan Pino, who has really struggled down the stretch. He had started most of the season, moved her to a reserve role so she would be able to come through in a spot like this. And that one out of the zone and up to second base as a result will go Holiday to take away the force. 1-1 to Pino. Pure energy for this team. An energy giver, very positive person. Did get down on herself a little bit with the struggles this year, but quickly was able to pick herself out of it late in the year. Swings through it, though, and again, Sam Houston is down to its final strike. Tying run at the plate, 2 in scoring position. The 1-2 from Aragon. Got her swinging to end the game. And only fitting that Faith Aragon finishes it off with a strikeout as she strands a pair, and New Mexico State marches on. They will face Delaware later this afternoon behind the complete game shutout from Aragon. Meanwhile, Sam Houston sees its season come to a close. So it's a win for New Mexico State. They will play in Game 3 today. It'll get started right around 5 p.m. against Delaware. Meanwhile, we still have a whole nother contest to come before that. Another elimination game as FIU will battle Louisiana Tech. The winner of that one will take on Liberty in our nightcap here of this quadruple header in day 1 of the CUSA Softball Championship. We will talk momentarily with the winning head coach of the New Mexico State Aggies, Benny Higgs, making her way over towards Dorian Shaw. A happy Coach Higgs, and with good reason, as she has Faith Aragon, who is just incredible, fanning 11, walking only 1, yields 2 hits total on the afternoon, and now here she is standing by with our Dorian Shaw.
Here with Coach Benny Higgs following the win, the 3-0 win against Sam Houston, New Mexico State, get the victory. Talk to me a little bit about your offensive approach today and how you guys came up against Tiffany Sanchez.
You know, she's a really challenging pitcher, and mad respect for her. She pitched a hell of a ball game, and you know, when we were down at their place, finding more ways to stay behind that ball because she runs it in pretty tight.
Yeah, and then pitching, right? Hell of a pitching performance from your own, Faith Aragon. Talk to us about what she's done, what she did today, and what she's meant to the program.
From a program side, I mean, you can't get more fierce as a competitor, so that in itself brings us a lot of courage.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Impressive stuff from New Mexico State. Faith Aragon, a complete game two-hitter, fanning 12 en route to the victory. What an effort by the Aggies. They get 3 long balls and will celebrate a matchup with Delaware in Game 3. Sam Houston's season comes to a close. We'll be back at it about a half hour from now as Louisiana Tech will take on FIU. For Dorian Shaw, I'm Matt Janis. Thanks so much for being with us. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live, archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.